Money in politics. It's the root cause of most, if not all, of the major issues facing our country. It influences, if not outright corrupts, our politicians. It's why we have yet to join the many countries around the world and guarantee health care to all of our people as a right, even though most Americans support it. It's why we have yet to join the many countries around the world and make public colleges and universities tuition-free, even though most Americans support it. It's why we have yet to achieve gun reform, even though most Americans support it. And it's why we have yet to pass legislation to allow dreamers to stay in the United States legally, even though most Americans support it. And the list goes on and on. Money in politics has made it so our representatives in Washington don't represent the people as a whole. Rather, they just represent the wealthy and the powerful. And we know this because, according to a famous study testing theories of American politics, elites, interest groups, and average citizens, multivariate analysis indicates that economic elites and organized groups representing business interests have substantial independent impacts on U.S. government policy, while average citizens and mass-based interest groups have little or no independent influence. Now let's delve deeper into this study in order to show you why the authors came to the conclusion that they did. In this study, the authors looked at the impact that interest groups, economic elites, and average citizens have on public policy. Now, ideally, public opinion should directly correlate with the probability of adoption of a public policy. And the line should look something like this, starting from zero, the origin, and going all the way up, upright in a diagonal manner. If 10% of the people favor a policy, then there should be a 10% chance of adoption. If 30% favor the policy, then it should have a 30% chance of adoption. And if there are 70% of people who want to propose policy, then it should be a 70% chance of adoption. That's the ideal. So first, let's take a look at how the desires of interest groups impact the likelihood of adoption for public policy and compare it to the ideal. Now, as you can see, although not identical, the desires of interest groups does have a positive correlation or negative correlation depending on the probability of adoption of public policy. The line is moving in the same general direction as the ideal. Now let's take a look at economic elites and the impact they have on the probability of adoption. Now again, remember, this is your ideal. And now let's compare it to the economic elites. Again, as you can see, although not identical to the ideal, economic elites, their desires, do have a direct impact on the probability of adoption, similar to the ideal. The more economic elites want a policy, the more likely we are to get it. Moreover, the less they desire a policy, the less likely we are going to get it. Finally, let's take a look at the average citizen. Again, remember, this is our ideal. The line should move in an upwards right direction. Alright, now let's take a look at what the chart for the average citizen looks like. And as you can see, it looks nothing like it's supposed to. The desires of average citizens have almost no impact on whether or not policy is adopted. That's what that horizontal line means. It doesn't matter if nobody wants the policy. It doesn't matter if 30%, 40%, 50%. It's all virtually the same. The desires of average citizens have no impact, virtually no impact, on the probability of adoption of policy. This is the state our country is in right now. This is the effect of money in politics. Guys, we need to get money out of politics. It has completely corrupted our political system. Our representatives are supposed to represent all of us, not just the wealthy and the powerful. Enough is enough. It's time to get money out of politics. Hey guys, if you want to help out this show, you can follow our various social media links. Also, we have a Facebook group that you can join as well. And if you want to follow me on social media, you could do that as well. Alright guys.